Okay guys, just having a look at our review from what we went through in the CAP classes in June. So we looked at wrestling up from the bottom position. So the number one thing that we talked about with that is that idea of defining wrestling up as meaning we have to get to our knees or to our feet before we reverse the position. If we're staying on our back and reversing somebody and then coming up, we still consider that more of a sweep. Okay, so we looked at this from a bunch of different positions, but we focused on four main things, and it was essentially four main distances. So the first one was when Jace is standing up and we're in a seated guard. Again, with our seated guard position, we'll either look at having a staggered guard where we can put our hand down as a post and then we have lots of mobility, or we can be sitting with a square guard where our hands are in front, our heads in front of our hips, good butterfly guard positioning. And again, really bringing our feet back. Adam Wardzinski is stressing this in his most recent material, and being able to fight the hands directly without with the most advantageous position before they can get down to our feet. But if the person is coming in, so if Jason takes a quick step back there, he comes in towards me, first thing I can hold him back with is our foot placement. So again, if I'm using this foot block, whether it's with my top side or my bottom side, it doesn't really matter. We classically do this sort of position when we're doing our technical stand-up. But from here again, I can use either foot here to slow him down. And if I do manage to stop his progress from here, as he's trying to move around and look to pass my guard, I'm going to take the opportunity to come up and grab his knee with a knee pick. So from here I block, I bring my legs out of the way, catch his leg, feel that resistance as he's trying to stop me when I pull on him, and then I'm going to come, take the opportunity to come around the corner, pop up, and get into a single leg position. From here I can move up, get the double, get the body lock, or even run through with a double leg from there as well. If we're in that same position, and again I block on my other foot, I can do exactly the same thing. So anytime the opportunity's there, I feel I can swing through, catch that leg, pivot around behind him. Now I'm in a safe spot to build up into a higher position and look to take him down. We can also do a similar thing with our rear hand. If I just swing all the way through, take my foot out of the way, and immediately use this to come and bring myself back up as well. Okay. If we do get somebody as they're coming in here, if we're consistently blocking their foot and they decide that they're a bit sick of this and they step through with their other leg to come in close, anytime they do that, if we can keep that connection here, I can immediately go, get my body out of the way and look to knock down with a low single on the other side. So that's basically blocking with that foot block. Often people will come and get past that space, and if he does, our next line of defense is going to be our shin. So that's we're going to look at our shin to shin guard. So if I can't keep my foot here and he gets closer, I can block with my shin. If I block with my shin, I immediately want to come in and get a good connection in behind his knee as well, either with my wrist or with my elbow if I get super deep. From here now I'm going to use that to look to off balance again. Just going to sway a tiny bit, mate. So as soon as we're in this position, I've got the control, I'm going to drop down onto my shoulder so I can look and lift and elevate his leg. If I can elevate his leg, hopefully put his hands on the mat, it's going to give me an opportunity to come up, kick my leg through and swing back up into a single leg position, or same again depending on what position we end up in. If I'm here and his foot's nice and close, as I drop down, if I come up, I can catch it on the way, kick my leg over and pop up and take a double leg finish there. If we can't elevate the leg, so if he knows what's coming and he sits here and he starts to get very heavy on this leg as I try and drop to my shoulder, if I do go and come here and he won't go down, I can reach across and I can now use my head to do a low single and knock him over in that direction. Or final approach, again this is something stolen from Adam Wardzinski as well, is if we are here and I try and move him around, he doesn't want to go, I can bring my other leg in and look at utilising just a classic knockover sweep as well. Okay, it's not a dummy sweep. So that's the shin to shin position, and then the third one we did from the seated position was looking at a classic single leg. So again, if we're in this position, we've missed that initial ability to block with our foot. I can't get this position, so Jay steps right in between, going for that inside position with his leg. The only thing between him and me now is going to be my pelvis, so I'm basically going to be looking to go into a single leg position. So from here, immediately wrapping up, getting in nice and tight. Super important you get your elbow all the way behind the knee in this position. And from here, I want to make sure I make him move. Okay, if I try and do a single leg from here, he's going to have all the weight on his leg. I need to transfer as much weight on his other leg as possible. So I do this by throwing him forward, looking in the direction I want him to move, and using my elbow behind the knee to make his knee go this way. I do this at the same time, I throw my hips back behind him. And ideally when we do this, it generally takes a double shot. So I take two goes at it. So I move once, I move twice. Once he stepped out, now I pop up and I catch his knees, catch his foot between my knee, and And again, then build up into a single leg or whatever other finish you want to look at from here. So again, he gets inside position. If he's in here, and again, I'm moving and moving, same opportunity will arise here. If his foot comes close enough, I can go and attack it, put my foot behind so I can drive, still got control on this leg, and then I'm going to knock him down again with that near side single leg using my head. We've also got a couple of really nice reversals from here. If we get to this position and I can't feel like I'm getting enough weight on his leg here, I'm going to switch and spin behind, taking him over this way, or coming in through here and then rolling underneath and bringing him through the back door, the front door that way. Okay, cool. So that's looking at wrestling up from the butterfly guard.